Good morning, and this is the week of the showdown about bringing the troops home from Iraq. The Democrats have returned as the president faces mutiny in his Republican ranks. Tinderbox, drought and lightning send trees and houses up in flames, and the suffocating heat wave. We'll show you how hot it's going to get. And this morning, we celebrate the lessons of a beautiful life. Joel Siegel, so smart, so brave, and yes, so funny. This morning, his GMA family of 25 years gathers for the memories and for the love. And good morning to all of you. Hope the sun is shining bright on your Monday. Diane Sawyer here. Good to be back. Hey,
Welcome
George.
back. It's good to be here. I'm George Stephanopoulos in for Robin Roberts this Monday, July 9th, 2007.
And you should know that Robin is going to fly back. She's on a plane right now for our second hour this morning as the whole GMA family gathers, as we said, to laugh and remember our Joel Siegel, and that's later on today.
She would be here even faster if she could fly in on the new Dreamliner. That's what Boeing is calling their brand new passenger plane. It's a 787.
I was always such a fan of Joel's because he was such a fan of film, movies, and even his reviews that weren't exactly too kind to the film were charming. They were filled with wit, and as far as I was concerned, on the couple of pictures of mine he didn't like, he never hurt my feelings. That's one of the things I love about him. He loved pictures. He loved family, people, and that was reflected throughout his entire life.
Our thanks to Steven Spielberg, and so many people have been just pouring in their thoughts about our Joel Siegel. And in a time like this is just tribute. This is a celebration of Joel's life, and you want to be with family. You want to be with those who you love, and you know that how much they loved him. And so, of course, we have with us none other than David Hartman, Joan London. They're in San Francisco. Spencer Christian. We see you, Spence. We see you there.
Good.
And of course,
Thanks.
Uncle Charlie's come back into the film. Oh, so wonderful, wonderful for us all to have you here with us. All right, Joan. So you said you both were just kids, just little kiddies.
We were fledgling street reporters here in New York City. I just moved in from California. I'd be going out the door of WABC to go on a story, and he'd say, where are you going? What are you going to do? I said, I'm interviewing the Brooklyn Borough president. I mean, to me, a burrow is something a small animal does in the ground. He said, oh, no. You know, they set up New York City. It was so big. There are 5 boroughs, and they each are their own little governing bodies. I mean, it was never a short story. But by the time he was done, I had my story half written. And one night he came in. I was anchoring the Sunday night news, and he came over to me, and he had looked at the rundown. He said, go to page 47. He said, you're doing a story, and I just want to make sure you know this. I'd been there a few months. It may look like you should say Chinooka, but the word is Hanukkah. And if you don't say Hanukkah, you will have the shortest career ever in New York City. But I mean, you know, it was so funny because I didn't even ask him the question. He saw it, and he never wanted anybody else to get caught short or to make a mistake, and that showed his compassion and his generosity and his sense of humor.
Watching out for you. And I think
watching out.
You knew him the longest of anybody here. Spencer, I think you come in second.
I think I do. I first met Joel in 1977 when I first started working at WABC in New York, where Joan was also working. Joel was playing a word game called Boggle with some other people at the station, and I invited myself to join in the game, and I won the game. And Joel demanded a rematch because he thought he was the smartest guy in the room, and I thought I was the smartest guy in the room. So we had this ongoing battle playing Boggle time and again. I think we came out even with victories in the end.
And you used to talk about being a dad together.
Oh my gosh. You know, Joel became a father late in life, and we all know how much Joel loved movies, but there was no greater love in Joel's life than his love for his son Dylan. There's no doubt in my mind that Dylan was Joel's reason for living those last years of his life. It gave Joel a reason to fight that cancer, and he wanted more than anything else in the world for Dylan to have memories of his dad being involved in his life. And I don't know of any dad more involved in the life of his son than Joel was. He talked passionately and tirelessly, endlessly about the profound joys of fatherhood, about spending time with Dylan, and about how much it meant to him to have a son and to spend time with his son. And I really think Dylan's presence in Joel's life extended Joel's life.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
yeah,
We've all been talking about that. David, you heard Steven Spielberg talk about, you know, when Joel would do one of his movies, he never said anything to hurt his feelings or anything like that. But he wasn't shy about letting his thoughts be
but
known.
also Billy Crystal talked about it this morning as well. As much as he loved movies and as much as he loved the people who make movies and respected them, he didn't buy into all the press releases that come out publicizing every movie. But he did it in such a way that he made you smile. Watch this and listen.
I said The Animal was better than Schneider's last film, Deuce Bigalow. Athlete's Foot is also better than Schneider's last film, Deuce Bigalow.
Diane, I wish they'd cut Garfield while they were at it. This is a movie, it shouldn't be re-released on DVD, it should be re-released as kitty litter.
Freddie Prinze Jr. plays a kid pitcher in the tough Cape Cod Summer League. Maybe that's why through much of the movie he looks like he's eaten a bad clam.
And you know, Ina told me, his wife Ina told me, that he did this because he thought it made movies better to be tough on them. That, again, movies matter. So that you couldn't just give everything a free pass.
No, and he was challenging movie makers because he wanted for us to know what we were going to see. He was passionate about movies for young people, for children, families. And that fit into the mission of Good Morning America, bring you information that you can use in your lives every day in a constructive, positive way. And he was part of that mission of the show to help people make their lives better.
You know, he was so serious about it. I remember one day I said to him, I have a screening later this morning. You want to go with me to see the movie? And he said, oh, no, that's very nice of you, but I don't want to be at all influenced by you or anyone else. I mean, this is really important. I mean, he wanted to go in and see that movie and not hear anybody else's opinion so that he could give it a fair shot. And I thought that was really interesting. I asked him one day, I was going on vacation, and I said, hey, what are your favorite movies? Maybe I ought to go and see, maybe there are a few I missed. And he rattled off a couple. But like 3 weeks later, I'm in the office, I see him in the hallway, and he says, Joan, Rear Window, Alfred Hitchcock. I mean, he's still thinking about it.
You know, Charlie, you know, what's so beyond that? I know the conversations that you had with him is so far beyond film.
We talked about the important things of life, fatherhood, religion, politics. He loved to talk, and the conversations, as you say, were never short. But with all of his intelligence and with all of his sophistication, he was a young boy at heart. Joan reminded me he loved going into the movies with a box of popcorn, loved it till the last day he lived. He collected antique toys, which I thought was very typical of what he was about. He loved being a father because he related to Dylan at that age, I think sometimes. But I remember when we went to Alaska, there was a radio company that had advertised you could get 1 square inch of the Canadian Yukon, a toehold in the north, it said. Joel still had his deed. And he wanted to go up and find his square inch in the Canadian Yukon, and he did. He went up and found it, and that was such a thrill to him. He never lost the little boy. You know, all these pictures, and you did a great job for him with that piece. All these pictures of him. You feel sad when you lose somebody, but all these pictures just make all of us, I think, smile, because that's what Joel meant to us. He brought happiness into our lives.
And boy, what a laugh. What a laugh.
What a laugh.
It was infectious. It was infectious.
We'll be back with more in our next half hour, and also Dr. Timothy Johnson will join us because he had a big lesson for everyone about colon cancer. You have to hear it. We'll be back.